Hi guys, just checking in real quick. It's Tuesday night right now. Uh, just letting you know I'm still around. I kind of I disappeared on Monday, and there is a reason for that, and I'll go into a lot more detail when I have more time to record. I could have I ended up being not getting any. I just didn't. I just didn't get back in time to record a full secret menu this time, but luckily I had lots and lots of footage from my Thanksgiving episode, so I'm going to give you the rest of that. I had one, you know, substantial topic that I had to cut out of that thing so that it wouldn't be super long. So here's that to sort of fill the slot, and I'll get into more detail about what happened yesterday and today in next week's episode. So see you guys later, and the usual spiel. Spiel. Where does that word even come from? Anyway, enjoy this.
Shh, roar.
And then, asking for suggestions about how to turn a cheap cut of beef into something a little more decent. In general, when you're cooking meat, the secret to making it good is to take your time. That's the general idea, to cook it more slowly, and that can mean using a slow cooker, or it just generally means using a lower temperature for a longer time. That's the basic formula to making your meat more tender, and I mentioned this in my reply, but searing to seal in juices, not a real thing. That's not how it works. Now, searing does help with the texture. You can sear the outside to make it crisp and enjoy that. That's so there is a purpose behind it. You just need to understand what that purpose actually is. That's it. Sealing in juices, not a real thing. So other than that, and though frankly I'm not much of an expert on red meat because I honestly don't eat much of it. Like, I don't eat steaks very much. Most of my beef consumption is like hamburger meats, which is extremely easy to work with. Like, if you want to, you just mash it around, mix whatever flavor you want into it, and depending on what you're using it for, you'll want to get the leaner or the fattier version, and that's really all you have to worry about. You just throw it in and cook it. That's hamburger is really easy to deal with. Just in general, you want to, take your time with it and season it, with, with the, fattier and softer cuts of meat that come from the softer, fattier parts of the animal. They call it rump roast because it comes from the rump. And that's what kind of throws me off when people get grossed out with a lot of foods. They're like, ew, cow tongue on a sandwich? That's gross. Or with haggis, ew, you're eating like lungs and heart and stuff. It's like, you will gladly bite into a chunk of a cow's ass, but you won't eat its tongue or heart? What sense does that make? What sense does that actually make? Because it's all muscle. It's all the same thing. It tastes different depending on what part it comes from, but it's the same animal. It's all just different. It's just muscle from different parts of the body. What is the problem? What's the difference? But anyway, So with the cheaper cuts of meat come from the more tense parts of the body that get used more, like from the leg and stuff, and so those are more wiry and tougher. So to get those tasting good, like I've said multiple times, you cook it slowly, and to prepare it, you can hit it with a mallet. That can help, but what really helps is marination, and you do not need any kind of fancy special super marinade sauce. Just get some citrus like lime or lemon, or orange works too, or pineapple. I mentioned this as a foodie fact on Twitter a while ago, but pineapple has this particular enzyme, beyond just the fact that it's acidic. It has a particular enzyme in it that really gets at protein. So if you have a can of pineapple juice on hand, that's something you can use. And that's the interesting thing. That's also why pineapple is something that you can just make make a cake mix with. Like, have you seen those recipes with, that's just, you take a can of pineapple juice and a box of cake mix that together, and bam, that's it. You don't need to add anything else, just the pineapple juice and the cake mix. And that's because of that particular enzyme. I have no idea what it is, but it's that particular enzyme that's able to work with all the other ingredients in that mix and actually make it as, light and airy as it usually is, even without all the stuff that you normally put in it. And another thing you can use, and this is something I've actually done before, is vinegar. You can just act like you're making a salad dressing, just some oil and vinegar. You can use any kind, really. I have used red wine. You can use apple cider vinegar, or balsamic is the the fancier version, the more classic one, the one that you'll usually see in recipes, because it is a little more what do I want to say? Concentrated. It has a little more punch to it, and it turns sweeter when it's cooked. So balsamic is a good way to go. And though I would say do not use plain white vinegar, because that plain white vinegar is, it's useful when you're making something like a cake or a pie crust, but it's basically food bleach. It is so flavorless and so acidic that it will leach flavor out before it puts any in. So don't use plain white vinegar, but you can use just about any other kind. And so you just just soak it in your vinegar and oil and whatever other flavors you want to add to it. If you also want to add lemon, though adding lemon and balsamic, you can try it. I don't know how it'll work. Try it and tell me how it works out. But, add any other flavor you want. You add your herbs, your garlic, your onion, whatever else you want to have infused in your meat. And then just soak that for a couple hours, or you can soak it overnight if you remember to prepare it ahead of time. And yeah, that should do you.